Hey, and welcome to our video on formula data types and why they are so helpful when working at the table level in Caspio. They let you pre-calculate and maintain values automatically, keeping your data accurate, eliminating human error, boosting performance, and ensuring consistent reporting across your application. And in today's video, we are going to look at some basic, intermediate to advanced setups to help us streamline our table calculations. So let's begin with the basic setup. A lot of times in your table, you might have a first and last name in its own field, but it's always helpful to concatenate both of those values into its own column. Let's call it full name, because in Caspio, you can use that full name in dropdowns to filter data. You can also use it in child tables if you wish to display it from the parent table. So that's why having three different fields, first name, last name, and full name, is extremely helpful. And all I'm going to do is create a new field. I will move it down underneath my last name, and let's call this full name. And instead of text 255, I will use a formula data type. Click on the edit link, and inside this window, we can use math expressions, text, date and time, and finally, we can insert fields from the existing table. So I will insert my first name. And a little bit of syntax is needed here to create the space. Add a plus sign, type out space, in parentheses, add a 1, followed up with another plus sign, and then simply just insert last name. And that's it. You're going to verify your formula. It looks valid. Click apply, hit save, go to your data sheet tab, and now you will see how both the first name and last name is concatenated into its own column. Very useful if you're, again, as I mentioned, if you're doing filtering, if you're doing drop downs, or if you want to display the full name from this table inside a child table. Next, let's move on to another example of concatenating multiple fields, not just text 255, but also a different data type. Let's say you wanted to create your unique ID for each contact. So instead of using a random ID or auto number or a GUID ID that Caspio provides, you want your own custom ID for each one of your customers. You're going to use a formula data type. You can already flag that as unique. Click on the edit link. And all I want here is to combine the first initial of the first name with the first initial of the last name. Maybe grab the last 4 digits of the phone number and combine that with the date field of when that account was created. So we're going to use a text expression left. And you can see here in the description for usage, you're simply going to include your field where it's ABC, comma, and then how many characters do you want to grab from starting from the left. So we'll use left, insert the field first name, comma, 1. So that means I'm grabbing just the first initial from the first name. Plus, once again, we're going to use left, insert the last name, comma, 1. Let's combine that with the last 4 digits of the phone number. So once again, plus, and this time instead of left, we're going to use the right expression, insert the phone number field, comma, 4. And if this is your unique ID that you want to stick with, you can certainly do that, but let me show you how you can convert a date and time field into a variable character so it also works with your unique ID. It's a little bit different. So we add a plus sign. Let's use the left expression. And inside the parentheses, you're going to type out convert because we have to convert the date and time data type into a variable character. So inside the parentheses, you're going to add varchar, which stands for variable character, and then in parentheses add a 10 because we only want the characters for the date field. The date and time in the table will be date and time, okay, which is the year hyphen day hyphen month space, and then the actual time when that record is added. But we only care about the date. We don't care about the time in this case because we want to grab the year of the date. After 10, just type in a comma, then insert the date field, date created. After the comma, I will type out 120. 120 is one of many style codes. It's convenient because it produces the date format to be year hyphen month hyphen day. And finally, what you're going to just simply type out here is comma 4 so that you can grab the 4 digits from the left, which will be the actual year. So when you verify the formula, it looks valid. Click apply, Hit save, go to your datasheet tab, and now you will see this unique ID created, which takes the first initial from both the first and last name, last four digits of that person's phone number, 3695, and then the year that the account was created, or 2021, which is listed right over here. And now this can become your unique ID for every customer or contact in your database table. Next, let's take a look and see how we can calculate the total between the price and quantity. This is a very simple calculation. I will simply just call that field total. We'll grab the formula data type, click on the edit link, grab the field price, add a times attribute, then insert the quantity field, verify the formula, it looks valid, I will hit apply, hit save, and now when we go back to the datasheet tab and we scroll to the right, you will see how we grab the total between price times quantity. So if you're ever building an e-commerce solution and you wanted to do something where, let's say you set the price for a t-shirt and somebody orders, let's say 5 or more or less, you can always get the total calculated inside the table level. Next, let's see how we can maybe calculate the commission. Let's say this person sold 3 items, price of $12, or maybe 3 items at the price of $111. And we want to be able to pay out the commission to all of our sales reps, depending on the tier that they fall under. So let's go back to table design and type out commission. Once again, use the formula data type, click on the edit link, and I will simply just paste my equation here and walk you through on how this was set up. We're going to use the case when statement. Simple explanation here is case when price times quantity falls between 100 and 1,000, then price times quantity is paid out at 10% commission. And if it falls between 1,000 and 5,000, they pay out 20% commission. Once again, you can copy and paste this line one more time. If it's now more or equal to 5,000, then pay out at 40% commission. You can verify your formula. If it's valid, click apply, save, go to your datasheet tab, and now you will see how the commission is paid out. Some of these are going to be empty. You can also replace an empty value with a 0, but obviously we don't pay out the commission if the total is less than 100. But if it falls between 100 and 1,000, we pay out 10% commission. Anything above 1,000 is paid out at 20% commission. Anything that's above 5,000 will be paid out at 40% commission. So I just wanted to show you how when you use a case when statement, you can do a lot more with the formula data type. Finally, let's go ahead and calculate PTO. So if somebody is requesting days off from start date to end date, how do we calculate that to exclude the weekends? So let's go ahead and add a field, just call it PTO. Once again, add another formula data type, click on the edit link. I will just paste my formula and walk you through each of the steps. First thing, we want to get the date difference and calculate from start date to end date how many days are being requested. We add a +1 to make sure that all the days are included if it's Monday to a Monday. You can add the date diff expression by going to date and time. It's right over here. Then what you want to do is subtract the full weekend days between the dates. So that's what the second one is for. Date difference week, start date, end date times 2. And finally, what we want to do here is exclude both the Saturday and a Sunday. So we add a 1 if the start date is a Sunday, and then we add a 1 if the end date is a Saturday. So that's what these two are for. So we're going to include that as well. And finally, you simply just times by 8 to get the total working hours because there are 8 hours in a working day. So we click on verify formula. It looks valid. We're going to hit apply, hit save, go to the datasheet tab, and when you scroll to the right, you're going to get total number of days requested from each one of the employees given what the start date is and the end date. And that's what that last computation is doing. It's excluding the weekend, so it's only counting weekdays, Monday through Friday, to get the number of PTO days requested if somebody is looking to take time off. So that concludes our video. I wanted to show you a couple of different ways of how you can use formula data types in Caspio to create calculations. They're especially helpful. There are many different examples of how you can use formula data types in Caspio to calculate on the table level. Thanks so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.